I know.
Welcome to the show. Let's see what has been happening in the wrestling world. Welcome to the show, where comedy meets wrestling by fans for fans. The two counts, always the best guests in Midwest. The two counts, wait time guaranteed because we're the best of the best. Meet B-Ace and JR, Top Shelf Tommy, we're about to start. Welcome to the two counts. It's time to dig deep into the wrestling world. Welcome to the two counts, where comedy meets wrestling by fans for fans. The two count.
The Two Count. The Two Count. Where comedy meets wrestling. Please comment, share, like, and start a hype train for God's sakes. And now, here are the hosts of The Two Count. Comedian John Russell, wrestling broadcaster Big Ace, and everybody's favorite heel, Top Shelf Tommy.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. We're happy to see all of you here this evening. And boy, oh boy, it's election day, election night, whatever it is.
Yay.
Yeah. Hey, you know what?
Did you all vote?
Two steps closer to a civil war. Let's do it.
I did not, but the dude did. So
The dude did.
Yeah.
I've loved that. Watch that polling center when you walked in with him.
Oh, I got stories today, guys. I got stories.
They probably thought that he was kind of a dope.
Yeah, probably. But hey,
Listen,
probably-
I voted at a public library today, guys. Okay, so I can't be the biggest dope there, okay? Because it's full of fucking books. All right.
It's ironic that you went to the
Over it.
public library but have never read a book. So
Listen, man, why read books when TV exists? Fucking top
you're
shelf,
right.
baby.
You know,
Let's
you're
do it.
absolutely 100% correct. 100% correct. Well, anyway, we have all of that, and guess what? It has nothing to do with wrestling because wrestling is awesome. By the way, tell me how much fun you had real quick down in Waterloo for the Absolute Pro Show. How much fun was it?
Oh, it was a good time.
Oh,
It was a real good time.
Yeah, I think by far their best overall show that Absolute has done. Amazing matches. Everybody just gave it their all. Honestly, if they repeated that card, I would still watch it 100% because I think every one of these matches is going to happen again too. Because
That's
boy,
Well, let's
oh
just-
boy, I don't think they sold anything.
Plus, once you watch it back when they add the live commentary that was done that night, I mean, it's pretty good shit.
yeah,
It is.
awesome.
Throw that out there.
Hi, Dan.
Throwing that
Good
out
to
there.
see you,
What's up,
Tom.
man? Okay, real quick. I don't know if y'all saw this, and I know our guests are waiting, so we'll get to that really quickly here. But I got to say, Dan popping in. Welcome back, Dan. Dan, hope you had a good time on the Kiss Cruise. But y'all see, Dan had a bit of an accident on the Kiss
Yeah.
Cruise. Dan, are you doing all right, buddy? Let us know in the chat room, man. That looked like it could have been a little scary.
And Mexican hospitals are not something that anybody wants to be around.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. A Mexican hospital. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
What's up, Clint? How you doing, buddy?
And
Yeah,
I just want to say I was up in Duluth on Saturday, which is why I didn't get to go to the Absolute Show with my good friend Mark Poulos, and we were up at the Dublin pub, and holy crap. I just Tom, I don't know if you've ever worked there or not yet.
One time, one night.
Okay. I've never had a bad show there, and that's not just me blowing smoke. It's like, I don't know what it is. They think old fat guys are funny. So
They are.
I can't wait till I go back again. I think that was the 12th time that I've worked at the Dublin. So
Nice. Very good.
yeah,
Good on you. JR, you should let's get to our guests.
let's do that.
I was
Ladies
throwing
and
it-
gentlemen,
Yeah, I was throwing it to you.
let's do it. I just want to say that these two young women are probably some of the fastest rising stars in the Midwest in the women's division. And it is fascinating to watch them. The interplay between them has been fascinating. And the fights that they've had over the IPW title, even though they're not currently holding them, correct, have been just absolutely fascinating. But ladies and gentlemen, please, we spoke of it as twin magic, and we have our own special way to figure out who's who. How about welcoming Briar and Sage Hale to our show? Hooray! We're happy.
Hurrah!
Wait, you guys are lucky that I'm even sitting with her. My mom had to pay me.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, she paid me to sit with you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she paid me to sit with her. So you guys are lucky.
I appreciate it. Tell your mother thank you.
Yes, we will reimburse her for that. We
Yeah.
do appreciate it. We know you guys have had some pretty big wars with each other, so we were a little nervous to have you two in the same room tonight. Hey, Tina, welcome. But we're glad you're here. This has been a long time coming. I must say, it's been, since that first IPW show back out of the pandemic, right? From then to now, watching you two and everything you guys are doing, it has been fun. It has been fun. Why don't you guys let us know, what's the last year of your guys' life been like, wrestling wise? Seems like it's getting crazy.
Yeah, we've been to Minnesota and Nebraska a couple times, so that's been fun. It's been a lot of traveling in between there.
So let me ask you this. You guys have had struggles against each other. And as you said, it's hard to even sit in the same room with your sister. Have you ever had that moment when you thought, you know what? We could really do some damage if we teamed up together?
I've thought about it, but I just don't like the way she, she's a cheater. You're a cheater. I can't get along with it.
You know what? I have to tell you that it's interesting that you say that, because I'm sure you love your sister, right? You think she's a talented person, right? I have the exact same feelings for that piece of crap, Bryce Jordan. I think he's super talented. I think he's fantastic, but he's kind of an underhanded weasel, to be honest.
You got to let it go, dude.
You got to win. You got to win. See, here's the deal, though. He's always going to be mad at you too, Tommy, because it wasn't great. You specifically, you're supposed to be his friend, but
you're back there cheering when I get kicked in the nuts. And I'm sorry, girls, it's graphic, but there he is. Yeah, of course he pops in. Shut up. No, I will never shut up, because I got to be honest with you. You keep doing it. You keep sneaking up on me, and
I have no clue how no one's picked this matchup yet. How no promoters out there?
Because no one wants to see JR die.
Because I mean, it's either going to be like a really big upset, if the kid were to lose, but then I mean, also JR is probably going to die in ring if it happens.
Here's the deal, and I don't want to take away from your time, girls. I would say this. I would do some kind of a stipulation match, in something along the lines of a pie match, where whoever gets hit with a pie is the winner, or something like that.
And this is why you don't book shows. They're even like, this is awful. Anyways, the rumors is look at this. The rumor is the sisters will be involved in a major main event in February in Fort Dodge.
Oh,
I wonder what that could be.
Are we selling bookings now? What are we doing here?
Spice Boys himself are talking about it. Mr. Prentice right there. Yeah, that'll be something to watch. We have another announcement later on for a show coming up, so stay tuned for that one. What I want to know is, because you guys are still very early on in your careers, you two are young ladies here, where did wrestling come into your lives?
It came like when we were about actually 14, 15 years old. When we lived with our Uncle Chad for a while, and he was a really big wrestling fan.
So was there one of you that decided, hey, I think I want to try this, or did you kind of decide together?
I mean, so.
I think one day we just kind of talked about it.
It was just
I've been thinking about it for a while when I was a teenager, and then one day I was like, hey, I want to do this. Do you? And she just happened to have the same feelings.
And is it kind of, do you have that other type of those things as twin sisters where you have that, what do they call it, the intuition?
Yeah, I
feel like it. Yeah.
That's very cool, I think.
That's a real thing. So watching then with your uncle, who were some of the people that may have inspired you to kind of get in the ring? I'm very interested to hear this.
One of them was John Moxley and AJ Lee. We didn't watch during her time, but we went back and watched a lot of her stuff.
Mine were Bailey. I really like watching her. To this day, she's still one of my favorites.
I was just saying this during the Crown Jewel event. I actually watched the first Saudi show, and since the first one for me, and Bailey and Bianca probably had one of the best matches on that card. And I was saying, I never saw Bailey shedding the hugger thing. I thought that was just going to haunt her forever. She ends up being one of the best female heels ever in WWE. It's crazy.
Yeah, she's good. She's great.
And she's one of the best shit talkers too at the ring. I don't know if you remember when they had the Thunderdome. That was the only thing that kept me watching the Thunderdome, was the fact that Bailey would wrestle and pick up every shit talk that she said to anybody, and it was the greatest.
And her and Michael Cole is the feud we never knew we needed.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. Tom, I feel like we're hogging it up, so let's get into
No, it's fine. I don't know really where to go with some questions here, so I was kind of just feeling out the room here. But I want to know, obviously, we've seen you both in Impact, we've seen you in Madhouse, we've seen Absolute. Where, and you mentioned like Nebraska, Minnesota and stuff, where are some areas, obviously we're coming towards the end of 2022 here, where are some areas where we can see you in 2023 and kind of going forward? Where do you all see your trajectory going forward?
I think we're looking to get out in Illinois, keep going to Minnesota, keep going to Nebraska. I don't know, maybe hopefully we can expand out in 2023, expand, travel to new places, wrestle in new places. I think it would be fun.
Who do you wrestle for up in Minnesota, by the way, since the three of us are all from up here?
PCW.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
nice.
Not familiar. That
get to know Ace.
That must. Well, I mean, I don't. There's so many promotions in the Twin Cities and northern area that you don't even know about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of hidden places here, but that's awesome. Yeah. I'm sorry, my mind just totally went blank. I'm still trying to think of what that federation was.
Paradise City Wrestling.
Oh,
yeah, it's Mitch Paradise's one.
Okay, all right.
Get with it, Ace.
Was that? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was that a show that was in Jordan, Minnesota, or do you remember?
No.
Elko probably.
We wrestled one in Jordan, Minnesota, but I don't remember.
I don't think it was for them.
Yeah.
That wasn't for them. Okay. Because I remember you were up there, and I believe James Jeffries was up there as well, right?
Mm-hmm. I think that was another one.
Okay. Well, you've been up here many times then. Then we don't know about it. And Tom goes to almost every wrestling show.
Tom does go to almost every wrestling show.
I try my best to make sure I go to everything that I can in Iowa and apparently in the Twin Cities. And these guys just don't want to tag along because they're broke Fucking losers.
I'm also an hour and a half south of you. Mr. Clint Dye from Tag Team Photography. I know you guys know him. He wants to know who your toughest opponents have been so far, and you cannot say each other.
Actually, you can. Don't listen,
No,
Pace.
no,
Say
no,
whatever you
no,
want.
because that's an easy one. That's an easy one.
I guess. Well, of course her, but I faced Brooke a few times. She's pretty tough. She is definitely a great competitor in the ring.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd say either Miranda Gordy or Miss Frankie J. She's got me a couple times. It's a little upsetting, but
I like it. Yeah, Frankie J made me look like a fool in your guys' match a few weeks ago in Madhouse. That was awesome.
Just so much. She just. I just got to keep my cool about it.
Yeah, I agree. It's okay.
Are there certain people that you wrestle that obviously Frankie J is one that just grind your gears and it's like it doesn't make any difference what they do? They're the one and they're the goat that gets your goat.
I mean, I would have to say it's her. I mean, she helped us train and everything. Like, she's kind of been along with us this whole process. I mean, it's great to be in the ring with her, but she's the one that threw me out at Madhouse, but I was so close.
No.
Yeah.
I was so close.
No, I was so close.
No, I was.
What were you going to do, pin her off my pin?
Look, I don't need to tell you what I was going to do. Look, we are going to see her. Okay? Remember, Mom said so.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, listen to your mom, please. I mean, it makes for a better show. So I have another quick question. I mean, it's like, so you're obviously very athletic. Did you guys do sports in high school too?
Not like in high school, but kind of like 8th grade, we did a little bit of like track and field and soccer. Okay. But we moved to a different high school, which they didn't offer soccer.
Iowa. What are you gonna do?
Assholes. How can you not have soccer?
Tina doesn't like you guys fighting each other either.
So I gotta know, obviously, with moving forward with the schedule and stuff, and we've seen you obviously both hold the Impact pro wrestling women's title. Have you? And I'm still again learning the history of the Hale sisters here. Have you participated in any intergender matches? Is that something you want to get into, or where's that kind of going?
Ooh, and if so, who's the first guy you're taking out?
We haven't participated in it yet, but I mean, I'd be down for it. I'd definitely be down for it. Who do you think you would?
I don't know. I gotta think about that. What about you?
Ask you first. I mean, they're asking you, so.
I'll go first. Star, punch him right in the goddamn nose.
Oh. I'm a fan, so I can't say anything, but.
Very smart. You don't want to mess with that dude.
I don't want to cause problems, but I would pay one of you $25 to kick Bryce Jordan in the nuts.
I mean, I would take that.
No. What?
What?
No, you wouldn't.
What?
$25 though? Only $25?
That's tax-free money, guys.
It is tax-free money though.
But it's only $25.
25 is fine.
If you get both, he'll double it.
Ooh, yes, I will.
You hear that, Doc? We still got to talk to Mallet. I would double it to kick JR. Man, your poor balls, JR.
I'll be real honest with you, actually. If I saw one of these ladies kicking JR in the balls, I'd probably be like, all right, what did JR do? First of all. Second of all, JR is gross, so I get it. I'm just saying.
What's that have to do with anything?
Well, if they're kicking you in the balls, I figure it's your fault.
We're talking way too much about JR's balls right now.
I don't like that.
Top shelf money, he says. Anyways,
Bryce gets it.
so did we get an answer, guys?
About what?
Of who the first dude is that you're gonna take? Because I already know you're gonna win. You both would win the match anyways. But who's it?
Who would you? I think I'd take on Justin Decent.
Ooh.
Oh, Daddy
Yeah.
Decent. Yes.
Well, I was going to throw out some other names like James Jeffries and
Oh, yeah. Nicole, Miss Frankie James. Yeah, I would take on James Jeffries.
Yeah, I
Heck
can
yeah.
really rub it into her.
Oh,
Then.
yeah.
I like it.
So now,
Book it, guys. Book it. Who's in the room?
correct me if I'm wrong,
Luke.
but
Book
you
it.
guys have recently started making use of a manager from time to time. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it comes in handy.
Yeah, it adds more to your cheating.
No, it does
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
He makes sure that people do not get in my way, do not boo me. He's great.
I don't agree with that. No, I was so close to beating you.
No.
And then Mr. Clean got in the way.
Do not call him Mr. Clean, first off. Do not
I
call him
can call
Mr.
him what I
Clean.
want.
Tell everyone to not call him Mr. Clean. He makes sure that everyone does not boo me. He is perfect. So excuse you, do not call him Mr.
Oh, he's
Clean.
Mr. Clean.
No, he is not.
Yeah, I've seen that bald head of his.
Nope. No, I
I
cannot
mean,
hear
I've
it.
seen it because I've knocked him off the apron with that bar.
Now, what is his real name?
Rizzo.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then, I mean, it makes sense. Gotta have protection, right?
Yeah,
I
I
do
mean,
the
they
same
try-
thing.
He helps me get in the ring. He makes sure that no one gets around me. And that when other females try to come to me when I'm trying to get some rest, he makes sure that they are nowhere near me.
Now, I do have to ask though, Briar, you guys did enlist the help of the one Captain Midnight in Hall of Fame weekend, and you were okay with that.
That was a one-time deal. I mean,
one time.
it was one time. I mean, they didn't. I mean, they didn't put me on the car. Like, I didn't.
Yeah,
I get it.
Hey,
it was a mistake. It won't happen again. I'm gonna stick to my morals. I don't need help this time. It was just one time that we teamed together.
I mean, who can say no to a guy in a onesie? You know what I mean?
That's
You
true.
can't. You can't. Onesie and boat shoes. I'm all in on Captain Midnight.
I can definitely say no to that every time.
He's top shelf though.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well,
I've seen him do this once.
Mm-hmm.
That's because his hand doesn't work and he can't wave properly. Listen, I was there obviously we all were there for Impact weekend or Hall of Fame weekend with Impact there. And I think you all were justified in coming out and forcing your way into that match because, well, first of all, you're the true talent in Impact and throughout Iowa. So I completely agree with forcing your way into that matchup there. But what was that like as far as that crowd, that atmosphere, that weekend in general for y'all?
I thought it was great. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, and even though at the time, I mean, I did team with her. I can't believe it was fun teaming with her.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, she is my sister. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, I think Jared's right. If anyone has some women's tag champs out there, I think you two are gunning for them. Should be at least. I do want to ask one other question about the Hall of Fame weekend down in Waterloo. You guys ended up working with Becca out of the Hall of Fame, which was kind of cool to see. Oh, look, Raven Luke's in the house. What's up, Luke? Can you talk about what it's like having to work a match with someone who's not actually wrestling trained? I mean, we know Becca went through training to get it ready for that match, but obviously this is something you guys have dedicated a lot of time and all that too. And we've seen this across the board in just the wrestling world. period where, you know, people who aren't really in that world may do these like little one-off matches from time to time. So what was it like getting in there with somebody who's not trained, and you guys are kind of trying to have to really help put this whole thing together so it shines?
I mean, it was different, but she got on really well.
I mean, yeah. I feel like, I mean, it was different, but she did. And we did, you know, kind of simple stuff, nothing too much. Didn't try to beat her up too much.
Didn't try to hurt her too much.
Yeah, and I mean, we know she can do the amateur wrestling too. So I mean, Becca's tough. So.
Oh yeah.
So I think she caught along pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you what, it added to that whole thing, because that was the unexpected part of the night. We thought we were getting Vince Frankie J versus Becca, and in turn we get that tag match, and I think it really added to making that whole thing more special. So that was a lot of fun.
Was it the sports guy or the weather guy that was the referee?
Oh, can I be honest with you two?
Yeah.
That should have never happened. That should have never happened. That guy shouldn't have been refereeing that match. Woof. Woof. I was like, what are we? When he came out, I'm like, who is this guy? I was doing commentary, and I literally was like, who is this guy? Like, did someone just like buy a chance to be a ref here? What's happening? Oh man, no, I wasn't in for that. But he ended up not doing it though. God, what's his name?
Doesn't matter. It's a Waterloo sports dude.
No,
I mean,
no, it's not. It's actually a longtime referee. I think he.
James Beard.
James Beard.
Oh.
James Beard ended up doing the tag part of it.
Yeah.
And then dude, right? And then am I right on that? And then sports dude was like the outside ring enforcer.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Which I don't know what he was going to enforce. All four of you could whoop that dude's ass. So, whatever. Luke's trying to get them to fight. Anyways, so when you guys look at what you've done so far, right, in the world of wrestling, because again, you're so young, you're so new, you got so much ahead of you. Where do you see you guys going? What are some of those things on the old list of goals you're trying to check off next?
At some point, well, not sure how, but I'd like to wrestle in Japan.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right along with her, but what we need to focus on now is expanding outward.
Yeah, I guess in the States, get around to more promotions in different states,
and then hopefully work ourselves to go up to like Japan and like bigger places.
Mm-hmm.
So now let me ask you this: when you're submitting to different promotions, do you submit individually or do you submit together?
I think together.
Or have you even thought of it?
We haven't really thought of it.
Because I would assume that in some places they might say, "Oh, we'd love to have a twin tag team." If you're willing to do that together, obviously, that's something that you'll have to work out, and Mom will have to help negotiate. But I'm curious if you'd given that any more thought, because in my view, you're both super talented individually and can certainly send out your individual promos. But my thought would be that if you can send out one together, that's another possible step. Again, provided that you can decide to work together.
Yeah, we are lucky that we are twins, because that is like we know each other. We know what the next one's gonna do. We're like very on the same mindset. So if we could figure out a way to get along, and she could stop
No.
Yes,
maybe cheating. You could just loosen up a little bit.
I don't think I have to. If she could, we could get on the same track. Maybe one day we could team together. But you would have to.
This is all on you, because you just can't loosen up a little bit and see how you can actually do things.
No, you can not cheat.
I don't even want to hear it. Come on.
What?
No. I am loose.
By cheat.
No. Hey, you can get a little
You
bit.
go free, like, no. You should stick to the rules.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's
Stick to the
honor
rules.
in winning the right way.
Uh-uh.
Cobra Kai. Well, no, that would
Dude,
have
a
been,
W's a W. Let's be honest here, okay?
that would have been
Yeah,
more
that's true.
Miyagi.
A W is a W.
That
You
is
need to
top
get
shelf motto. But Tommy's kind of an ass, so
What the? What?
sometimes.
He's not lying.
Never ride in my car again, Ace. F you, buddy.
Okay, you're not riding my car anymore then, do. Like,
See, here's the difference between those two and you two is they don't have a mom to help negotiate stuff.
No, you guys need that mom because she makes us a little bit grounded. She helps us.
here's
Well,
what I
JR
want.
was our mom for a long time when we were a tag team ourselves. Team Fancy Ketchup, by the way. So
Yeah, but
that's
he was
long over.
Yeah, Casey Anthony maybe. Like, he didn't like us anyways.
I was not a fan of them.
Yeah, he hated our tag team. He didn't want to manage us. It was bullshit. What I want to know is this, guys. Obviously, you're twin sisters, right? What is the most annoying thing people are that come at you with the twin stuff? Because I'm sure you hear a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because also in wrestling, let's really think about it. The only twins that come to mind are the Bella twins, right? So to see another set of twins, it's like, hey, jackpot, right? But like, what's the thing that annoys you the most that people just come at you with because you're a twin?
Oh, like, the dumb. Oh, if I pinch you, can you feel that? You get that a lot. Mhm.
Oh no.
I mean, like some of them, like a lot of people. This one isn't like I don't get annoyed by it, but a lot of people ask like they like say sorry for messing us up, but I completely understand. So that one's not one of them, but what other one?
Have you ever messed with people?
Oh,
Like,
well, one time it always brings up, but like one time when we were in high school, I had a biology test that I didn't know any of it, so we changed clothes during lunch, and she took my biology test for me.
I aced it.
Oh hell yeah.
I didn't know
Now
anything.
that's teamwork right there.
Oh yeah,
Heck yeah.
That's what you call twin magic right there.
oh yeah.
It is.
'Cause
Yeah,
I would
so-
not take
Best.
that.
Yeah, I got to just say right now, Briar, you got to get off your high horse. I mean, you clearly are willing to cheat here. Come on, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I was younger. I was in high school. I was just trying to get her through it.
I mean, that I appreciate the sisterly love there, but I mean, let's be real here. I mean,
You did cheat there.
I did, but I mean, you went to my math class, so I mean, you still did stuff.
I mean, like, for real, shoot, like, that's just amazing. I love that.
That's one of the
story.
greatest
That
stories
is
I
so
think I've ever
great.
heard.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
and we all wish we
It
could.
never got caught, right? Never got caught. Oh,
No.
dang, genius!
Yeah, it was,
I'd do that all the damn time if I had a twin, just in life. Oh man,
That's also big. That's Big Ace's way of saying that he's dumb as dog shit. So
yeah,
just to let y'all know.
100%. I wish I had a smart twin, man. My high school grades would have been way better. I got into like a real college.
See, here's the thing. I wish I had a dumb twin because then I could talk him into doing stuff.
Yeah, that too.
What the fuck?
Hey,
That's so
let's not have these two start thinking about that kind of thing.
I'm just
now
here
they're like,
I'm here to help if I
JR
can.
JR just called one of us dumb.
No, that's not
He
it
did.
at all.
He did indirectly.
That's not it at all. But I have a feeling that one may feel that they have a little bit over the other one.
yeah, it's me.
No, it's me. I mean, come on. I beat you for the Intercontinental Women's Championship.
That was
and
on
I
a
aced your
foot.
biology test.
Hey, that was on a and because I just didn't want to listen to the teacher.
Yeah,
So I needed you to, but you still helped me and you cheated.
it was.
Oh, I think that's 2 times.
I don't think
I mean, that 2 times, it's like becoming a habit. I don't know if you guys saw. I don't know if you guys saw this earlier, but this is great. You guys keep just fighting. You guys might be busy. come 2023, according to Luke.
He's gonna book you for every show, apparently.
It's just
Which is
every
a good
show is going to
idea.
be how can Briar and Sage destroy each other.
Yeah, I feel like both of you guys would be the worst version of Dr. Phil ever. Not you ladies. I'm talking about these two idiots that I co-host with. They're trying to break you apart and tie you together too. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I'm not trying to break anybody. I'm trying to get them together. I'd like to see the first of all the fight between the super goody two shoes twin and the twin that likes to get things done. You know, and I like them
Is
both.
that how you
because
putting
they're
it?
That's how I put it. I'm not so stupid. I'm going to try to get slapped, you know. But what I'm saying
Could
is,
you guys imagine when we go to the next show and everybody's there and he gets kicked in the balls again by Bryce, and then one of the Hale sisters slap him to add to that insult? Oh my god!
I don't need a list of people doing shit to me.
Well, don't worry, because the next thing will probably be Jimmy Wild getting Tommy. So that guy.
Oh, good. I hope that's the case.
That's true. He owes me a chop, ladies. So just so you're in the know, I guess.
Are you guys any good at chops? Have you practiced chops a lot?
I've tried them. I'm not good at them.
Gotcha.
Uh-oh. You guys see that?
Oh, Malice is here.
Hey, Malice.
You mean for your tag team championships? Yeah, I'm sure these two will
Well,
go after.
first of all, these two would whoop the shit out of Chill Leia. I'm gonna say that right now. I mean, have you seen? I mean, come on, they could break Max Chill just like that, and that'd be light work. But the problem would be is if Friday night the whiskey dicks win, because then it's Justin Decent and Malice. That's a different story.
That is.
Not saying you can't beat those two, but it's gonna take a little bit more work.
That would take a lot.
Although you already said you were willing to take on Justin Decent, so
I did. I mean, I'm all up for it. I gotta say.
I think
There you go. There's the bravado. Heck yeah. Any and all challengers. Let's do this.
Malice would love to see you two cripple Chill Leia. Well,
I'd like to see
make
that
happen.
I'd like to see that tag team match as a lumberjack match also. So those two Chillaleo sons of bees don't try to sneak out and pull any kind of business.
Ooh. Are you writing this down, Malice?
Yeah, apparently JR just wants beef with everybody, yet they all have beef with me. How the hell is this happening? You literally call out all these guys because you got problems with them, yet everybody's challenging me to matches, me to getting chaps and stuff like that. What the hell?
No. See, this is where you're wrong. I don't have any problems with anybody. I am a strong supporter of these Hale sisters right here. And I think if they're going to get a shot at the tag team titles, it ought to be fair.
Well, in Chill Leia, they do find really, easy ways to win. So, but Sage, no, I think you would be the good counter to them for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's nothing wrong with finding easy ways to win.
You may think of their easy ways, and they may not get away with it.
I think of it. I would know what's gonna happen before.
I mean, I'm just saying, you two could be a force. A force. So does Mom do you guys eat at different shifts? Are you allowed at the dinner table together?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes if we fight a little too much, then one of us has to leave the room. Usually me, which makes no sense.
Definitely are. She always starts it.
No, they make me leave. It doesn't make any sense.
No, I think it makes all sense.
No, it doesn't.
Because you're the one starting it.
No, nuh-uh.
Okay.
No, I'm just telling you what is right.
What is right is wrong.
No, it
In
isn't.
your eyes, yes.
No, I'm just telling you what's right, and then they make me leave. And not as I should.
Yes.
Nuh-uh. Not as I should. No, I should be the one at the table all the time.
So you feel like Harry Potter sometimes?
Who's broken the most furniture when you guys fight at home?
Oh, who?
We should get into that.
Yeah.
We should get into that.
So
I think
Luke,
the last one is Luke.
we got Luke Raven in the house from Madhouse Wrestling. Welcome, Luke. I brought you on a little earlier because I want to ask you this question. It seems to have been the debate of most of this show, and that is, are the Hale sisters like better apart and fighting each other, or do we want to see the Hale sisters take over the world together?
I think you kind of want to see them both, right? But at different times. That's the thing, is they're both chaotic elements when they're in the ring against one another. But when they're going to be, if they were to tag, maybe against a Chiloleo or something like that, you bring those two combustible elements together, and it really would give you one hell of a team. So if I'm booking it and I'm trying to put butts in the seats, I'm good either way.
You fucking cop ours. Jesus Christ. Answer the real question, you politician.
Hey, that's hate on red there. Stop.
I don't give a shit
he trying
about
to pull
that.
off a mustache,
It's
by the
Luke.
way?
If he can't take a little bit
trying.
of grief, I don't know what the fuck he's in this business.
Okay. Well,
No, but I got to tell you, at our last show, and we had both the Hale sisters going against Miss Frankie J. That was easily one of the more entertaining matches of the evening. That was getting a lot of people screaming. So I know I walked away happy with how that match went, and I think both of them just did a tremendous job, a hell of a job. They made an impression on my niece. I know that. So I don't know if I got a chance to tell them both, because I might have just told the same one twice. Thank you for a great match.
And they're so nice they didn't even correct you.
No.
Okay, let's get into our question Q&A part. So we're gonna just ask a bunch of random questions. Some might be about wrestling, some might not, but it helps us to get to know you better and let our watchers know you better. We're gonna start with Tom, and then me, and then JR. You want in on this, Luke?
Sure.
And then Luke. So
Well,
Tom,
how's it feel to one? Luke, get the fuck out of here.
Tom, me, JR, Luke. That's the order we'll ask questions in, so everybody remember who you're after. I say Tom because, ladies, I don't know if you know this, but whenever we have someone that's in Iowa on our show, Tommy always asks this one specific question. And
Well, I suppose I got to start off with it now.
And that's why I said you can go
fucking
first,
lead-in.
because I figured you'll probably ask it anyways. So we'll just
I
let you
didn't
get
want
it out of
to.
the way.
I didn't want to, but you know what? I'll ask it, ladies. Who is your favorite Hale sister?
Again, every Iowa wrestler that comes on our show and does this Q&A section.
Who's yours? It better be me.
They always have to have a favorite.
It better be me.
It's
Yours better be me.
No, it's
Because mine's are me.
not.
Of course. It's not.
It is.
Because,
No, mine's are me.
excuse me? Well, mine's are me. Well, no. Sage. We're going to say it together.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Briar.
Sage. Excuse me, it's Sage.
Okay. Keep your voice down.
It's Sage, though.
Okay.
All right. See, that's why I didn't want to even ask this question, because I knew this was going to lead to some problems right off the bat. So thanks, fucking Ace, you idiot.
Well, let's get it done right away, right? So then it's just smooth sailing after, right? So, all right. Next question will be then, what is your guys' favorite wrestling memory? Not in ring, by the way, like from watching it and just all that.
I think it's when we went, like, to me, the first time we went to SmackDown and got to see it live. I went with, like, my uncle and everyone, my whole family, like, a majority of my family, and it was just great. It made me love wrestling. It made me want to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I think I give it to that, so that's why.
I feel like I'm the same.
Mhm.
That really, sparked it.
Okay, good.
You guys have any pets?
Yeah, we have a little beagle. His name is Fang. He's
Nice.
extremely quiet right now. Usually he barks a lot.
So it's good.
Yeah.
Why'd you give him some of those little hemp chews?
Mm-hmm.
We do that to my dog. My son has a dog. It's got anxiety, and so we give it hemp chews. And
Are you suggesting they get their dog high?
No.
You drug
Could you give me some of the hemp
He barks
juice?
a lot. He can calm down
Are you pushing drugs
on dogs.
It's you, Luke.
Okay, so I got two questions, if that's all right.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, first one. What is better, Casey's breakfast pizza or Casey's taco pizza? That's a real Iowa question.
The breakfast.
We can agree on this. I love some good breakfast
Oh,
pizza.
Yeah.
One thing.
That's one thing we can definitely agree on.
Okay. Second question. Who is your favorite Madhouse promoter?
What do you think? Oh, you go first.
Excuse me.
Mouse isn't in the chat.
I have to say you.
Yeah.
I'm not a kiss up, by the way. I am not.
Yeah.
I'm
I would say
being
no.
honest. Oh,
Yeah.
you're just gonna be different than me
No, because I think you're
because
a
you
kiss-up.
think I'm wrong. Because you always think I'm wrong.
Because you are always wrong.
I'm not a kiss up. No, I'm not. I'm not.
My answer would
Well-
be whoever gives me the money at the end of the night.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, Brian,
That's
what's your
Mouse,
answer?
but it's not necessarily where it comes from.
Oh, I don't know if I want to know where your money comes from, Luke. I don't know.
I can show you offline.
His G strings. Anyhow. So, ladies, what's been your favorite venue that you've wrestled at?
I really like the Forte. Like when we wrestled, with him picked out the Forte. I just really like it a lot. It just has like this really homey feel to it.
Well, me too, but that's where we had our first
Mhm.
in person, with fans there. So I think maybe
Mhm.
that's why it holds like a, kind of dear place
Yeah, it's
in our
special.
heart.
I like it.
Nice.
Very, very cool. Let me ask you this then. Who is like your guys' biggest hero outside of the wrestling world, though? Who may have like made an impression in your guys' life?
I don't know. My mom. I love my mom. She's my hero. She
Yeah.
is. She's been through so much, but she continues to be such a great mom. And I want to strive to be like her. To just keep going when things are rough. And I mean, she keeps us together.
Yeah, somehow.
The tall task.
That's a beautiful answer.
So, outside of wrestling, what type of pastimes do you guys enjoy? What else do you like to do?
I like to do a little bit of cooking, and usually somehow we get together and we lift together a lot of the time.
Mhm. Working out. We both kind of dabble in painting and drawing and playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Quick follow up. What's your favorite video game?
Oh, that was hard.
I like Until Dawn. I like that one.
That's a good one.
I've been playing Galaxy Mario recently, the Galaxy one. So I've been
Wow.
redundant on that one.
All right, so if you guys could choose one independent wrestling talent to have a match against in Madhouse, who is it? And I'm going to take a note.
I would like to face, I haven't got to, but I would like to face Miranda Gordy. I have not. I know she's faced her 2 or 3 times, but I have not got the chance. But I would really like to.
I don't know. I'm blanking.
Okay.
I'll help you.
It's-
Billy Starks.
That is a good one. Yeah.
Another friend of the show there. So JR is just trying to
Yeah, we
put
push
that
all
in
our-
there. All right.
I'm
Fair
trying to
enough.
get us all together.
Push all of
Yeah.
our friends.
I actually literally was going to tell you, Jared, that was actually a pretty top shelf answer, but can't take a compliment over here. So I asked earlier, obviously, what's been your favorite venue? And I know Luke is here, so don't mind him. But what has been the worst venue y'all have wrestled in? And it could easily be one of the Madhouse ones. He understands. He gets it.
The fuck?
Shut up, Luke.
We're trying to go back there, dickhead.
I know that. That's why I know that they're not going to say it, because these two ladies are smart. Come on, man.
That, or if they ban anybody, just make it a Tommy ban.
I mean, there's parts of all the venues that I like.
And there's always downsides to them. But I know I've had one in a restaurant where you have to go where you have to change for the girls in the bathroom. It's just not good.
Yeah.
It's not.
Usually,
Can I give you a suggestion, and you don't have to agree with it? Have you guys wrestled at the old Franklin Junior High in Des Moines for IPW?
Oh,
Were you on that card?
We weren't. No.
I was at that one show
See,
where the roof was leaking
Oh.
on my entire camera and laptop setup, and I'm just like, what the shit? They had to move all the ladders off from the corner because the ceiling was leaking on all of those too for the ladder. That place was a shithole, man. Oh, it was bad. Oh man.
Des Moines Public Schools, apparently. Fucking
No, it's not a school.
Anymore.
It wasn't a school anymore. Yeah, no, that's definitely why the IPW's never gone back there. All right, what is JR usually asks this, but I like this question. It's a good one. After a show, what's the first post-show meal?
I go for Pop-Tarts.
I like Pop-Tarts.
The strawberry Pop-Tarts.
Not the strawberry Pop-Tarts.
The strawberry ones are the better ones. I don't care if you think the blueberry ones are.
The blueberry ones.
I always go for strawberry Pop-Tarts.
I don't.
All right, I like it. Get a s'mores
frosted or
one.
unfrosted?
Oh
Right.
man.
You gotta get frosted. What's wrong? Who gets unfrosted?
They don't even
Pop-Tarts?
make them unfrosted.
What kind
Oh,
of
yeah, they
fucking
do.
animal are you?
Don't
Oh,
you
man.
What kind of
don't
animal are you?
listen.
Someone grew up
I'm
rich,
just- yeah.
where you could have
I
frosting
grew,
on
I grew up
everything.
with fucking
No.
makeshift piece of
The-
shit
the-
fucking Walmart stuff, dude.
That's what I did too.
Kellogg's Pop-Tarts are frosted. The off-brand are not frosted, but then they're not Pop-Tarts.
True.
Fucking can't
Come
win with
on.
you assholes.
I've eaten my share of Pop-Tarts.
Sorry, ladies. It always devolves this way somehow or another. I apologize.
So here's a question Luke asked you about what independent talent you would like to wrestle. If there was one wrestler, living, dead, male, female, whoever it would be, who would be your absolute dream opponent of all time?
I'd have to say mine would be Bailey. Just watching her, at the last pay-per-view they had with WWE, I don't know. There's just something about it. I would love to face her one day.
I would pick Becky Lynch.
Ah,
Hell yeah.
excellent choice. Smart.
Hells yes. Lucas.
Would one of you please beat the shit out of Malice? I don't. Either one.
Is that
or
a
both.
request or is that a
Yeah.
weird question?
No, I think
It's both.
I would vote for her.
No,
No.
I mean, come on.
What?
You should. I mean, you could, use your dirty
Well,
ways.
I think you both take him.
Here's the deal, though. Everybody has it wrong with Malice, right? If I'm in a match with him, which he did pick me as his opponent in the Tom game, so I know how to beat Malice, though. I'm just going to get a really expensive old bottle of whiskey, and as soon as they ring the bell, that comes out of my trunks, and I just hold it out. You know he's going to drink it. Then I beat the shit out of him with a chair till he can't move, and I get the hell out of Dodge so he can never find me.
Throw some edibles further than 10 seconds.
Throw
From the
them
ring.
throw them in the bottle
Yeah.
of whiskey.
All right.
So
One
you
more
guys
question.
writing this down for when you beat up Malice? Because this is
You better
foolproof.
be.
These are pro
You're
tips.
doing it.
foolproof plan. All right, last round of questions before the time game, guys.
All right. So, not counting your entrance themes, what is your favorite song, either now, in the past? What's been one of your songs as like a go-to song for you?
I have to look on my Spotify.
Me too. I like Venom by Eminem.
Nice.
I used to really, I think like early this year, that's the first song I would use to work out.
Hell yeah.
I think what I've been listening to recently has been, well, I guess one of them. Actually, yeah, Natural by Imagine Dragons.
Nice.
That one's, yeah. Recently, when I've been working out, that's my go-to right now.
Hell yeah.
All right, my last question is this, and it's off of Sage's shirt there because that's a badass shirt, the Cobra Kai. What's your guys' favorite TV shows?
I like Stranger Things. I got into it this year and I watched all of it, watched it. I don't know. I loved it.
Well, I would go with Cobra Kai. I mean,
It's amazing. It's amazing. I've yet to watch Stranger Things, but I feel like I need to. Everyone says it's great.
yeah, I mean, honestly, we did watch it earlier this year, and when it first came out, we didn't watch it, and then this last season came out, and then we binge watched it.
Nice.
All right. My last question is a question that's never been asked of anyone. So I hope you take this with the gravity that it's meant. If each of you were able to use a musical instrument to hit Tom Chilstrom over the head, which would you choose?
Musical instrument.
I have to go with guitar. You just
Nice
gotta,
job, Jared.
gotta.
Mine went with bongos. I did.
I love it. A guitar is good. A guitar is safe, but the bongos, there's something to that.
I like it. Both good picks.
Really good answers.
What's your guys' what's your go-to candy?
Snickers.
Snickers?
That's my
Okay.
go-to.
Yeah, I like Twix.
Yeah, because she's lame.
No.
No.
Fighting over candy bars. Nice.
Yeah, Twix are way better.
I would say Snickers all the way. I don't know.
I don't mind Snickers.
Oh yeah,
Twix are
but
great.
no. See, no, I can't agree with you there. No,
When do you ever agree with me?
you're always wrong. Is
No, no.
why.
I think you're always wrong.
So this isn't a question in the game, but this is just before we do the time game. I'm curious. Have you guys kept track of the win-loss records of all your guys' matches against each other? Like, do you know who has the more wins over each other at this moment?
Son of a bitch.
Probably me.
I would have to
Yeah.
agree. Because she cheats all the time. That's the
No,
only reason.
no.
That's the only
See,
reason
I
she
just
does
find a way to win.
By cheating.
No, it's just finding a way to win.
I mean, come on, using your knee, poking me in the eye.
Oof.
She does have more wins, but it's not the best wins.
It still wins.
Quality.
That it is. All right, we're going to get into the time game.
All right. So this, as you see from the graphic there, this is very simple. Of the three of us, not including Luke, of the three actual hosts, myself, JR, and Ace, you're going to pick one of us to be your tag team partner, one to be your opponent, and one to be your manager. So we're going to start with Sage.
I would pick Tom to be my tag team, JVR to be my manager, and Big Ace to be my opponent.
Smart.
Okay.
Who is this? I'm sorry.
Sage said that to you.
Sage said that. Okay, I'm
Kick your ass.
preparing
take
some
you out,
stuff
son.
for the second hour, so I didn't actually see that. Thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, you take that the way you want to.
Mama said knock you out, Ace. That's what I heard.
And I thought we were friends because of Cobra Kai.
I would pick as my tag team Big Ace I have to say my manager Tom, and then my opponent would be JBR.
What the hell?
Oh, you!
Why?
None of your business. You
Oh, I don't
my
need to
business.
know? Okay.
I don't
You
know
must
that.
have, Briar must have thought.
You guys, this is the Thunderdome, and it's a fantastic venue. I've already looked around. We'll show you a little bit more later. I'm going to hit the can quick. You can come in with me if you want. I mean, to a certain point, right? But, you know, gosh, it's like a ladies' room, men's room, and it's kind of, look, mirrors and stuff. And anyway, I'm going to lock. Let's try a couple here. Locked, busy. It's a busy place, you know, and but I gotta use that. I gotta use one of these.
Gotcha, fucker! Boom! That's right! I'll be where you'll never expect! Fuck you, JR!
Such a jerk, Tom.
Hey, man, you know what?
Such a jerk to your buddy.
Let me
Sometimes
just
I'm
say
in the right spot for those moments to happen. I mean, I don't know.
Let me just say
That's
this.
just worked out.
Let me just say this. Even though you two sisters have friction, if someone pulled something as heinous as that, you wouldn't be hanging in the background cheering, would you?
No. Oh, you
See?
gotta say no.
See, even even these two girls that have friction, Tom, are better than you.
Hey, a lot of people are better than me, but
I
not
know
everybody's
that.
top shelf. So,
Well, there we go. Mark it down for the record there. That's the Tom game with the Hale sisters. Guys, it's been great having you on here. I really do want to thank you guys for coming on. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Before you go, first of all, what is all your social medias or anything you guys have that you want to promote?
I just have my Facebook page. It's Sage Hale.
Perfect. All right, guys. Before we cut you guys loose, because we have Luke on the show, we have Madhouse Wrestling, Whiskey Bent and Hellbound show number 4 going down this Friday night. So, Luke, why don't you go ahead? You saved a special announcement for tonight's show.
Yeah, we've kind of been teasing it on our socials, and I got the word from Malice that we're good to go to announce the match. Did you get the graphic that I sent you? There it is, Briar Hale, Amina Belmont, this Friday in Walford at the Knapp Creek Event Center. There it is.
very cool.
I don't know how you're feeling.
How you feel about that, Briar?
I mean, haven't heard much of her, but I know it'll be a great match. And I won't cheat to win.
There's nothing wrong with cheating.
It is. But it will be a great match. I'm excited. I can't wait for Friday.
Hell
That's
yeah.
right.
It's
Now,
gonna be crazy.
Sage, are you going to be there to support your sister, or you know?
We'll see. We'll see if she's nice enough to me for the rest of the week. Maybe I'll be there. Maybe I won't even. Maybe I won't even be cheering for you.
Ooh.
Hey, I see your competition.
I love it. Nice.
Tension. All right, guys, we're going to let you go so you don't have to be in that same room together anymore. Okay, I know it's going to be some relief, but please come back on the show again, and we will see you guys at some show. Briar, we'll see you Friday night for sure at Madhouse. We're excited to talk further about that show with good old Luke Raven. Everybody, the Hale twins, thank you, guys.
Thanks, ladies.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Awesome to have you. Thank you. Continued success.
Thank you.
All right. And you guys could just click right off. Perfect. And now we're going to get into everything else. So, Luke, you guys talk a little bit while I finish downloading some pictures for you.
Yeah, Luke, talk to us.
Porn.
What do we got going on for Whiskey Bent and Hellbound, or as Ace said the last show, Hell Bent and Whiskey Bound?
I don't know.
We got a lot going on. We got a pretty cool venue. I mean, I think I've told a story. I don't know if I've said it on here about how we how the show came about. Malice and I definitely thought our third show in Newton, we thought that Little Show of Horrors was going to be our last one for the year because we needed to be at a certain point, because it's very stressful. And then in like mid to late September, the venue actually reached out to us and asked if we wanted to put on a show. I was like, we're kind of winding down here. And there's like, well, here's our venue. Here's our badass venue in Wolford, the Knapp Creek Event Center. You guys can run hog fucking wild in that thing. We got a brand new sound and lighting system. There's like pyro, and it's going to be amazing, absolutely amazing. I mean, they got a lot of expectations, which is cool because it allows us to kind of step up our game. So this is kind of going to be our big season finale, I guess you could say, at this Friday in Wolford.
Very, very cool. Sorry, it's weird. We don't always know who's going to be.
You two are idiots.
Hey. Yes, Brian and I both have the same fucking reaction, just throwing our fucking hands up. And
there you go.
I will say this: I have one issue with some of the graphics that I've been seeing, and that is seeing all this fucking J&B. What the fuck is that on these fucking graphics, man? The J&B, these bottles of J&B. I don't understand what this fucking is. It's so low. It's so low shelf. I just don't understand.
It's very much pulled
why
off
it
of the
appears
graphics
on any fucking graphics at all, man.
I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
It's so low brow, man.
It is 100% off of the graphic software, because you're looking at the graphic artist for Matt Out, who has no training in any of it. So
that's fine. I'm just wondering, because if that's how the layout is at the venue, I'm going to somehow stare at something that's very low.
No, this venue is so nice they wouldn't let you in.
This venue is unbelievable, and their bar is amazing. Like, it changes colors and stuff. And if you do the VIP Platinum Plus, you get like your own section of the bar, so you don't have to wait in line, which is pretty cool.
Hey, why don't we, when you get into that VIP Platinum Plus, there's so many ticket options.
Yeah.
Let everybody know exactly what they get and how much work Ace has to do for each one of them.
So
you stupid son of a bitch, Ace.
General admission, it just gets you in the building, right? And you can get to watch it, from far back as general admission. The VIP seating, you can see right there, $20 up close to the action. So you're actually a lot closer. You'll probably be seen on camera and then on IWTV later. The VIP Platinum, it's some of the best seats in the house. It's that ringside seat with the actual seat, and then there's going to be a table, as you guys saw at our last show and our first show. I mean, people want a table. They want to be able to set their drinks down and everything. And then the VIP Platinum Plus is probably the best deal out of these, and this is the one where Ace comes in. For $40, you get preferred parking. There's a pre-show party, and at this party, talent's going to be coming in and out. Malice and I are going to be swinging in and doing a quick, like, kind of Q&A type thing, since people usually have quite a bit of questions about, what do you have to do to put on a show or have a promotion, things like that. So we're going to
it's going to be a session of Luke and Malice talking people out of starting a wrestling.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like, here's what not to do. And so after that, that's right. Well, I mean, that's one of the things that we're adamant on doing. We didn't have to learn the hard way on that one. And then after the pre-show party at 6, when like the doors actually open, everyone with those VIP Platinum Plus tickets are going to be able to come in to the arena and have their own like wrestling type entrance. And we've created a list of, I don't know, Ace, like 15 songs that they can choose from. And Ace is going to be working the music, working the mic. And, if you want to come out like just as your regular name, you absolutely can. You can also choose a gimmick name, a wrestling name if you want. And so you'll be able to kind of experience what it's like. And I'm going to be there. I'm going to probably record these so that the people can have them because who knows if you'll ever get a chance to do that. I mean, like I said, I'm a co-owner. I've never gotten to do anything like that.
By the way, is that a Madhouse zip up?
Yeah.
When did you? Is that a thing now?
He doesn't want you to
not
have
yet.
one. Ace.
Not yet. We got to get more of them.
I'm telling you now, I want one.
But this is it. Like, it's this simple. It's just Madhouse, and it's just a black hoodie, and it looks good, right? It works.
Yeah, I want one.
We're the other idea was to put, since we're a Madhouse, that we put like an inmate number on the back, something like that. But I don't know if that's going too far because
it is.
My wife and I are the ones that do it. So
I'll tell you what, merch from Madhouse has been pretty dope. I like my little cap I got.
We do things. We do a little bit. Oh, that's another thing that you get at the VIP Platinum Plus. You get one of our signed posters that we always do. That we have an actual graphic artist, or at this time it's actually a comic book artist who designs those for us. We'll get those signed by the talent, and then you get a commemorative ticket as well. So just kind of keep adding on things for that $40 tier.
I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but I hope there's like the most Polish name possible for Ace to just fucking butcher. 1,000 Z's and a couple Y's for no fucking reason. I want to hear it.
13 consonants in a row.
That's right. Fucking Ace just all of a sudden just, okay, come here. What are we doing here?
Dude,
I'll
just go to where they're standing and I'll just announce them from there so he can tell me as I say it.
Give me
your
name.
Yeah, you're just going to give the mic over. Say your last name.
Hey, man, you know what? You're going to do your own announcement, bro.
We're going to go whole Ken Kenny on this one, all right? You're going to...
Yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. It's a great venue, and we're really hoping to kind of establish ourselves in that Cedar Rapids area. It's our first time there. No one really knows us. So I feel like we're kind of, everybody knows SCW, and for good cause. They've obviously been in that area for a long, long time. And so hopefully we're able to kind of establish ourselves separately from them and bring in some crossover fans and some new ones.
Now, looking forward to Friday. And you don't have to be, political on this one and stuff like that. I don't need to know your opinion and going back and forth and stuff, but I'm going to ask it anyways. What's the match you're looking forward to the most?
Oh shit. I mean, so the easy answer
or anything there.
The easy answer is probably Mance or Arjun, right? Because we're bringing in Mance Warner, which is a big deal. And Arjun Singh is, if you watch our Facebook Live from this past Friday, you could probably sense how much Arjun means to Madhouse, and he's been one of our go-to guys, and so he deserves that spot. So that's a really easy one to say. Obviously, Cody versus Tupu, Flamingo versus the Dragon is another one that's going to be just tremendous. It's kind of a clash of styles, so that one's going to be a whole lot of fun. Honestly, probably my dark horse for match of the night is probably Lars Metzger versus Badger Briggs.
See, I knew that guy over there was going to say that thing. I knew Ace was looking forward to that one a lot because
that one is going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to be a real dope match. Badger's been someone that we've been, Badger got hurt shortly before our first show, and I think it was a torn ACL, so was on the shelf for quite some time. And before, when we started booking the next show, I was always reaching out and saying, how you feeling, to try and get it. But yeah, so here you go. Here's Arjun.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna bring it back to the Arjun real quick.
Okay.
You probably don't know who I am, but that's okay. Let me introduce myself. My name is Arjun Singh, and I came to this country with the dream to be a professional wrestler. I learned the craft, learned the language, and earned the right to fight the best there is, including you. November 11th, we go one-on-one in Iowa in Madhouse Wrestling Show. Man, I have all the respect in the world for you. I know what you're capable of. I ain't gonna hit the bay window, you're gonna drink your beer, eye poke me, and you ain't saying down. But you don't know what Arjun Singh is capable of. That's okay. He's here to add some masala, some spice in your life. Real fight for your eyesight, and he's here to break the stereotype. This is a bigger fight for me. You have proven yourself over and over again. You got nothing to prove. Arjun Singh has everything to prove. Madhouse Wrestling is my house, my home. Max, you don't realize you're stepping in the ring with someone who has got nothing to lose. He's somebody who's been told every time, you will never be able to come to America. So I did. You will never be able to speak in English. So I did. You will never be able to wrestle in front of a crowd. So I did. You will never be able to beat Max Warner. So I will.
It's dope, right? Like, that's a pro wrestling promo right there. That is, you can feel that shit through your screen.
Mhm.
That's why he's our guy.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Him and Mance Warner. I mean,
And
that
not only
dude.
that, I mean, we've seen him in the last 2 Madhouse shows, and he is supremely talented.
Yes.
Arjun's, I mean, dare I say, Arjun's top shelf. I mean, that guy is good.
Well, you know, actually, when I walked into the venue for the last show at the Thunderdome, he did come over and greet me as though he understood exactly how important I was. So he's my guy, dude. Honestly, I like Arjun, man. He is
Arjun's
a
the
go.
shit.
He is
probably
a
just
go
thought I
every
gained a
time,
bunch of
man.
weight.
What's that? Sorry, what was that, Luke? I didn't actually catch it.
Oh, you didn't hear? I said he probably just thought I gained a bunch of weight.
And lost about 25 IQ points, too.
Wow.
Luke, you look horrible.
The disrespect I got to fucking deal with on my own show from some promoter down in Iowa who lives in Wisconsin. I mean, Jesus. You don't even live.
You got
and
mad
work
at me
in-
you got mad at me the last time I was on because I broke gimmick and started complimenting you about how I actually feel about you, about how you're a sweet guy. And I actually said it on the Shotgun Wrestling Radio podcast last night, if anyone listened to that. That, man, it would be terrible for the gimmick if people knew how far of a drive that you guys make and how much of a help, including Tom, how much of a big help you've been to Madhouse, and we couldn't have done anything without you guys, including Tom. Like, it'd be terrible if I said that to you, though, right?
Shut the fuck up.
Or how nice you were the first time we met at Ironheart.
Dude, you know what? Honestly, I'll be real honest with you, man. It was kind of a blur that night because I got there later than I wanted to. I like to speak of that night, and then you came over with your wife. I was very confused why somebody so attractive would be with you, and then just we talked about the fact that, like, yeah, I'm going to be running Madhouse with Mouse. I'm like, who the fuck are you again? No, I'm totally kidding. Actually, look at Tina keeping score here. 1 point for Luke, 0 points for Tom. Unbelievable. You know what, Tina? Good thing you're not an official scorekeeper. And also, shut up. No, it was actually really nice to meet you before doing all these shows and stuff like that. That's why, too, I was, really invested in that first show. Wish I could have made that second show. Glad I came to the third. Unfortunately, and this is the big news I'm sure so many people are waiting to hear, I will not be able to make this Friday's show. Apologize to everybody who was waiting for that.
I was trying to mute him right when he said that, so then it was like no one heard it, but I was way too late.
I hate that you have any kind of power race. I really just believe that we should just leave all the production stuff over to JR and
the guy who mutes you the most.
Yeah, because at least I know when it's coming.
Anytime you talk, that's how you know it's coming.
See,
I've also unmuted you from when JR mutes you for you, so F off.
I understand. But I don't like.
But you've
I don't like
also
how I have
muted
no
him, too.
control.
I know. I have also muted him too. Anyways,
Yeah, I
big
have no
show.
control. This is bullshit.
Big show Friday night. That's why Luke's here. It's not just because his. What did you say earlier? Pretty looks.
Yeah, I said something about being the
Good looking. I have no idea.
bring that up.
Mouse is the money. He's the looks. That's
There
By
why.
the
you go.
way, I do enjoy that you asked them who their favorite Madhouse promoter was.
I thought Mouse I think might actually have still been in the chat because he messaged me shortly thereafter. So
Oh, that's hilarious. Let's get into this. You said Malice. We've talked about a couple of these, but here we go.
look at those
Madhouse
titles.
Wrestling 4, Whiskey Bent Hellbound, tag team titles up for grab. Chileo putting them on the line against probably the best name tag team in all of wrestling, the Whiskey Dicks.
It works out so well, that team name.
The thing is, you see who it is, Malice, and then Justin Decent, and you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Whiskey
Yeah.
Not going to question that at all.
It was one of like, I don't know, 100 suggestions, like when we were going, because this match was supposed to happen on show 2, but Malice wasn't cleared to wrestle. And yeah, we kind of crowdsourced some of the names. And I think this one came in-house, actually. I think it was one that we're just like, you know, when you hear a name, you're just like, oh shit, that one's good. That's perfect, you know? And so that was one of the ones that I think we might've came up with in-house. But yeah, I'm excited because Chileo they're so good. They're so entertaining. They are absolutely building blocks of Madhouse. So if I'm being honest, I've done like 3 or 4 interviews and I've tried to be kayfabe the whole time, and I'm not going to do that tonight. I keep repeating myself. So this would be much more interesting for you.
No, hey, this is home for you, so you do whatever you want.
Chileo, Max and Gable are 2 guys that, whether they're tagging or not, they're guys that you want to have on your show. They bring so much creativity to every match that they have. You know, they borrow from some old stuff, they add in their own, you know, so a little bit of the new. I mean, when they just bring such a different vibe than anything else that you're seeing on the independent pro wrestling scene. And I mean that. I mean, like, nationwide, they have just such a different vibe. And I think it's because they're that like next generation after me, you know, where they don't want to be cool, right? Like they're just themselves. And then you have Malice and Justin, who've, you know, known each other for 15 years probably. And so this is a match, and you want to have a barroom brawl because you want to have that's when Malice and Justin are kind of in their element, when there's weapons around and they can do a whole lot of fun shit. So yeah, that's and bringing in those gorgeous titles, you got to see them right at the last show. I mean, those things are nice.
Yeah, I love that they're carrying both titles too. Yeah, man, I can't wait for this match. It's going to be great. It's going to be. I mean, I've talked to Justin. I've talked to Malice. I mean, they're talking about destroying this place when this match is done. Like, they're going to wipe the entire town with Chileo from the sounds of it.
Yeah, it's going to be a kaiju fight.
Well, I mean, I hope that they're smart about it and at least, you know, smash the vodka bottles or the gin bottles and stuff like that over their heads and save all the whiskey. I mean,
oh yeah, you won't see Malice destroying any whiskey. And if you guys follow Max on any of his socials, you know he's probably going to bring some Four Locos with him because that's his thing. And that's that's a legit thing. That really is what he drinks and
sponsored. Yeah, that's hilarious. Now, I don't know if you heard this part. Were you on when we were talking to the Hale sisters about maybe being a tag team, going after some tag team goal? And,
I commented on that.
Because
Malice had a good idea. Them versus Chileo.
I would love to see that.
That's a match right there. Done. At some point, that will happen.
Oh my
like
god,
that's as much thought and effort as we put into things. Sometimes it's like, hey, that sounds like a dope match.
Oh, that would be so fun. So I'm looking forward to this. I don't know. Will Chileo retain, or are we going to have some new champs being one of the owners and Daddy Decent Friday night? The Whiskey Dicks taking on Chileo. Let's get to the scramble match, shall we, guys? Look at this scramble match.
Wow.
We got Saint the Nihilist, Jackson King the Lone Diamond, the Golden God, Bryce Jordan, JR, Sparrow, part of the Legend Killers right there with Matty Starr. This guy's a badass too. Cole Potato Daddy Cannon, Ricky Bronson, who we know him and Saint have a lot of unfinished business after the last couple shows. And then Ethan Price making his debut, by correct, from Texas?
I believe so. Yeah, he's going to be making his Big Strong Boy. Big Strong Boy. Another. He's got a great gimmick and just a tremendous wrestler. Very lucky to have him in the scramble. Lucky to have Jackson back. He was supposed to be on our last show. Had a legit surgery like a week or two before and had to drop out.
Now, I got to say though, real quick though, he found probably the all-time greatest replacement for him though.
Yeah, he did. That was a loud ass pop when Mott came out, right? Like that was.
I'm pretty sure that's because Newton's a bunch of morons who don't know any better, but whatever.
You better watch out. Mott's going to get you.
Mott will fucking kill you.
No, he won't.
He will eat your
Mott
heart.
versus Tom.
You know what I got to do? Get away from Mott. I put my hand out on his forehead and then hold him back as he just flails his arms.
So
I ain't scared no Mott.
It's one of those. He's perfect for Madhouse. I mean, you guys got to be. Tom has to be able to admit that because we just do things our own way because Mott brings such a different energy, right? He's just a little bit different than everything else that you see out there, and not to compliment Malice on how Mott's been promoted and used, but it's been fucking perfect. I mean, that second show in Knoxville when he got some eliminations, I mean, place went ape shit. And then when he came to the ring, removed the mask, and like the graphic from that show where I just lightly blurred him, right? From like just very used to the lightest paintbrush of blur on his image. Just stupid shit like that is
the
just
Easter
a lot of fun.
eggs. The Easter eggs that week going.
Yeah.
So
he was just perfect.
Yeah, it was not.
The scramble's gonna be fun. The scramble's gonna be fun. It's. I mean, you could pick any of those guys that could win and be happy with the result. So yeah, we just decided that was one of our one of the matches that the people walked away with after show one. You know, that was one of the ones people like, oh man, it was so much fun having all those guys in the ring. And so it's like, why don't we do it again? Add another person. Fuck it, let's go. Again, that's as much. I mean, I am gonna win. Right?
Yeah, that's Bryce right there. He knows it, and because he's living that top shelf life, man.
Yeah, I don't know if this is official though. That probably shouldn't be official.
What?
Top shelf. Oh, okay, I wasn't checking the chat. All right.
Well, we got Bryce Jordan. Are we calling a win in the scramble match? I don't know. It's gonna not be so easy there, Brycey boy. Look at these guys.
Is there a prize for the scramble, Luke?
Just a nice, sweet high five.
Okay, so no,
not from me though.
No upcoming shot at any title or anything like that.
Not as of today. These scrambles are more. There's a reason, and this is sponsored by Tag Team Photography, by the way. The scramble. So we typically call these the Madhouse Showcase Scramble because, as you'll see, it's a lot of younger guys. It's a lot of guys that are deserving of an opportunity. And so it may not be a title shot that they get if they win, or even if they just show out, right?
Yeah.
Like if you just have a great showing against a tough opponent, and these are, each one of them are capable opponents in this match, that it just kind of puts you in line for a marquee match, I should say.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Clay got a title shot out of his, and maybe a title shot will come out of this. Maybe it'll just be a marquee match when we bring in like a guy like Manser, Cody Lane, or Tupu, or something like that, or Badger, or whomever.
Yep.
You're lucky, Bryce, that JR can't come this Friday because he'd maybe try to screw you in that scramble match.
Mm-hmm.
You got payback coming. That's
well,
all I'm saying.
I did mention before that JR is old, and I don't know if he can lift his leg up high enough to get Jordan.
Nobody
the
said he was
balls.
kicking him in the balls, though. That doesn't have to
You're
be.
saying
feedback.
Jordan has high balls?
I don't know. I'm not saying that.
Why do you know so much
You're
about
saying
his
it with
balls,
certainty,
Tom?
though.
I mean, they
I'm-
do like each other a whole lot.
Yeah.
Dude, Bryce is the man. Y'all just gotta
Bryce, tell
come
us about your
around.
balls.
I don't know.
don't talk
Let's
about your
get into
balls.
this. You mentioned this one earlier there, Luke, and I'm excited because I've heard of Solomon Tupu, but I've not got to see him live, so I'm excited for that. And then we're bringing back the Southern Flamingo himself, Cody Lane's coming back for another match in Madhouse Wrestling. This is going to be good.
Cody Lane rules right there. I mean, how fun was Cody at show 2 at Outlaw State of Mind? Unbelievable. I mean, it's another unique talent, and kind of just it fits Madhouse. He fits Madhouse perfectly because he's got his massive balls. All right. That's as descriptive as he'll get.
He's just making sure we all know.
He thinks he doth protest too much. So Cody is, the Southern Flamingo. He's got a unique wrestling style. As you guys saw show 2, or anybody that's watched it on IWTV, man, Cody's his own character, and I fucking love it. And Tupu, I think, was the first person that we reached out to about this show. I think he was the first, because we'd wanted him on his show before, but SCW typically runs the same days that we do, and we happen to be running on a Friday this time. So we're like, oh shit, I think we can get Tupu. And so we reached out and was able to get him. And these are just two completely separate styles. Tupu is an intense powerhouse dude, and Cody has that flamingo style, I guess you could call it. So I'm very excited about that one. It's kind of one of our, thanks, Malice. It's kind of one of those dream matches that we've wanted in Tupu versus Cody, because we know for a fact that they're just going to show out.
Yeah, Mouse is back in the chat over on YouTube Live.
Oh, Luke,
So, keeping you in line there, Luke. Making sure you talk the deeds.
I love.
He might have missed the Hale. Both Hale sisters picking me as their favorite Madhouse promoter, so I just want to reiterate that.
They did not.
They
did not both pick you. Don't lie to poor Mouse like that.
Oh, that's funny. They both did not pick you. Okay, so let's keep going on these. I was going to ask you something, Luke, but I totally forgot.
I'm going to ask you what's in the glass. What do we got tonight?
Some scotch, Lafroig. If you've ever had Lafroig, it's really good. And actually, if you buy a bottle, you can register, and you will every bottle that you buy, you can register to own 1 square foot of an island in Scotland. So I own about 2 miles.
Nice. Go put a stick in there with your name on it. It'll be like the adopt a highway.
It's just a straight fucking line.
This section of the highway has been adopted by Luke Raven. Let's get into.
Thank you for donating your liver.
Right. Tommy said it earlier, and he's 100% right. I think we're all jacked up about this match. We got Badger Briggs making the debut at Madhouse, taking on one hell of a monster in himself, Lars Metzger. I had the opportunity to talk to Lars over the weekend there, Luke, and let me tell you, this guy is freaking jacked for this match. He cannot wait.
Yeah, so Badger's one, another one that we've wanted since, like I said earlier, since show 1, and it's one of the matches that when you're kind of throwing these things out, when Malice and I are kind of like, bouncing things off one another, it's just like, oh man, that match makes all the sense in the world, right? It's one that we know they're just going to beat the ever-loving shit out of one another, and that's awesome. Because we want matches, we want matches to be different. We want to have a high-flying match, like with a lot of fun, crazy spots, like the Scramble. We want to have our hardcore match, like we will with the Barroom Brawl. We want to have, like that marquee match is going to be a lot of technical, but it's also going to be some brawling, like Arjun and Mance. But this one is just going to be, I'm going to punch you in the fucking mouth. and you're going to hit me back, and we're going to see who blinks first, right? Badger's a badass.
Mhm.
Badger is an absolute badass. Hasn't been doing this long. Maybe 3 years, right? I think. But and Lars, I've known Lars for 6 or 7 years now, and was probably, could be a first round pick for any promotion in the Midwest. I mean, you'll see Lars in Madhouse. Like last week, he was at Absolute. You see him he's a rugged pro champion. You see him at 3X. You see him in PWP. I think Magnum. I mean, he's just a fucking badass.
Mhm.
And so, boom, irresistible force, immovable object. That's what this is. So that's probably the dark horse for match of the night.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped for it. It's going to be pretty sweet. Like I said, I did get to talk to Lars, and he's just jacked up. He can't wait. What do you boys think?
Well, I've seen Badger quite a few times, and this is the one match I am particularly pissed about missing because it's the first time. It might be the only time that we get to see this in a while because I know Badger's just getting booked everywhere. Lars is the same way, so this might be the only time we get to see this in the next couple of years, to be real honest with you. So it's going to be a hell of a match.
Yeah, I was excited when we got to see Badger Briggs up at the first wrestling show at Mall of America, kind of make her come back, I think, more or less. And this is just, it's just going to be fantastic.
Yeah, definitely is going to be one hell of a match. Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, so I'm looking at the rest of this lineup here. Am I missing some graphics? Now, I don't know if anybody watched the Madhouse Live this last weekend, but we may have gotten a bit excited. We may have gotten a bit excited.
I fell
and
asleep.
Announced, you're old and boring.
We may have and whiskey just.
Yeah, we may have gone on something.
It's fine.
How dare you say that I'm old and boring when I spent 13 hours plus at work that day, you dickhead.
Like I said, old and boring. You spent 13 hours at work. Imagine that you're missing things. Thanks, Bryce. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure because, like I said, I didn't make sure on Friday.
That was my fault.
And yeah, then it wasn't supposed to be nuts. But it is now official. Clay Cooper is taking on Ethan Everhart. Clay Cooper put the challenge out there. Am I correct on this?
Clay Cooper put a challenge out for, just kind of an open challenge. We put the graphic out and, we had a lot of people reach out about it. Local and non-local talents. And, you run everything by your champion, right? Like it's your open challenge. This is your match. Typically we don't really like to let the champion choose, but Clay's a very good dude. And the one I think that intrigued him the most, because I don't think that they've wrestled one-on-one before. Mouse, if you're still in the chat, you can correct me on that. I don't know if they've wrestled one-on-one before. So that was the one that he said, yeah. And, even though Ethan lost to Arjun on show 3 at Little Show of Horrors, man, it could have gone either way. And so that's what we say when, even though you lose, there is such a thing as a good loss, right? In college football, if you lose to an Alabama or a Clemson or Iowa, that's a good loss. So that's
wait. Iowa is not in the same class as Alabama and Clemson. Years, and this is one of those years. How fucking dare you?
Hey, you had me, man. I don't watch college football, so I was like, okay, yeah, Iowa.
I just wanted to see if anybody would correct me.
Son of a bitch.
That's like
no words.
It's like naming off the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. You got Steve Austin and Hulk Hogan and Barry Horowitz and Ric Flair. It's like, hey, what the fuck was that third one? What was the third one?
Touche. Good comeback on that one, Luke. Way to fire back.
Yeah, so that's going to be one hell of a title shot right there. I can't wait for that one. Ethan Everhart's had a huge year, and like you said, Clay Cooper is our champion, and he has earned that. We said it. He barely made it out alive against AJ Smooth, and then the trickery from Maddie Starr and AJ Smooth at the last Madhouse show, taking Clay out at the top of the show, damaging him for that main event. He still somehow wins, but you got to think this dude's not coming into this main event 100%. We also know Ethan Everhart's been busy though, so he may not be 100%.
So you guys were there, before the show started, before the doors opened, and it was apparent when, again, like this is not me promoting anything. This is a legit thing. Clay walked in hurt. Clay walked in limping, and when you see your champion in main event walking in limping, you're just like, oh fuck, what is going on here, right? And so it's like, I remember hollering at Clay, are you limping? Straightens up, starts, no, man, no. I was like, I'm pretty sure you're limping. Didn't think anybody was watching him. So he was legit injured coming into that show. And, with everything that happened, before the match, and then you watch that crazy ass triple threat, it really is amazing. I mean, he was wrapped up pretty tight. He had a pretty severely pulled hamstring underneath his gear. And being able to do all the stuff that he did, the dives and going through tables and going through, 6 chairs and shit like that. I don't know how he does it. A bump on a ring fucking sucks enough. And you add in that your hamstring is, strained or almost torn, and you have to put on a match like that, man. That's why he's a champ. That's champ shit right there, right? You go out there and you put on the match that you absolutely can each and every time, no matter what. That's why he's our guy.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And then I also announced tonight, right here on the 2 count, we did that while she was with us, Briar Hale, Amina Belmont. It's going down Friday night. Get your tickets.
Luke, tell us a little bit about Amina Belmont.
So Amina's a graduate of Black and Brave, which is Merrick Brave and Seth Rollins, their school in the Quad Cities in Davenport. And it's one of those things where we want to bring everything in the Midwest together, right? We don't want to just, okay, these are IPW guys and these are SCW guys, these are rugged and this is 3X, and that's not fun, and I don't think that that's fair to the fans, and it's definitely not fair to the wrestlers. And so we were able to we knew what we wanted, and there were some bumps in the road, but being able to get a match like this, and Amina, follow Amina on Twitter or Instagram, man, you talk about charisma. She has got it, more charisma in her little finger than most independent wrestlers do in their whole body, right? She's still learning the trade. She's still learning it in between the ropes, but man, she can get a crowd worked up. She's a very good talker, which is awesome. And then, you add in that she has that pedigree of being a Black and Brave grad. And so's Tupu, right? Tupu's a Black and Brave grad. And, so there, a little bit of pressure kind of comes with that, I think, because there's been a lot of Black and Brave grads that have, made a name for themselves. One of them's in the WWE, and what does he go by now? Nathan Frazier, I think, right? Mm-hmm. You got Jaw, Tupu. I mean, there's the list really can go on and on. I believe Heather Reckless, Blair Onyx, just tons and tons of independent Manders, obviously Manders. And so Amina comes with that pressure and that pedigree. So that's another really good fun match that we were able to put together and announce tonight that I'm very, very excited for, because Amina's going to talk that shit and Briar's going to come right after her. So that one I'm pretty geeked for. There it is again. Yeah.
I like it. Hell yeah, man. And this is it. This is the season finale for Madhouse, taking a little bit of a break skis after this. Gonna take the winter off. We very much appreciate that coming from Minnesota.
Well, yeah, I mean, and obviously I do too, since I'm.
Yeah, you too. Yeah.
I think I'm probably the furthest north, maybe out of the four of us.
Yeah.
But it's also, we just, we can talk about the weather and everything, but Malice and I just need a break. we got to get our wives a break. We got to give our anxiety and mental health a break. That's, I'm not making a joke. That's for real. Because when you run a promotion, there's so much that goes along with it that you never anticipate. And a lot of it fucking sucks.
Whatever, you nerd. Book something in December,
God damn it.
Take
the book for a month or two, and then you can enjoy it, and I'll just, you put your money in and explain that shit. It's just.
Okay, yeah, just blame me, put it on me, whatever.
No, you got to put your money in, but if you make money, I got to keep it. That's how that's gonna work.
Fuck kind of deal is that?
I got to be carny a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you?
Here's the thing. Here's about running a promotion, is you really have to have a lot of trust, especially Malice and I, because we've known each other for so long that we have established trust, and so that's a good foundation to be able to start with. I don't think a lot of promotions you can start that way. You start it, you realize how much money and time and effort it gets put into, and you got to bring in partners, and you just hope it works out. Malice and I, we grew up together, so we're lucky that way, and we both acknowledge that. But outside of that, you have to have so many good people helping you. So many good people. Your spouses have to be supportive, which we have two great spouses that are 100% supportive. They get annoyed. They definitely get annoyed, but they're supportive because we want to make this thing something. You know what I mean? Like we want it to be a cool thing, and you got to have people that are willing to drive 3.5, 4 hours one way to announce and record and run music and do it just because they fucking love pro wrestling. And they even, they have their 9-to-5 jobs. They have their side hustles, and then they got their Twitch streams and all that shit. And you have to rely on good people. I do this. It's this other Twitch stream. These other three guys I know. I'll introduce you.
They probably fucking suck.
But that's the thing. And so when you run a fucking promotion, the cool thing is putting the matches together, right? And getting you come on and talk about it, and then watch the matches and watch the crowd reaction. That's the cool thing. But that is 5% of it. That's 5% of running a promotion. So you really have to be into it, and you have to have a great support system, and you have to have good people like Ace and JR, and to a certain extent Tom. I won't break it up too much, but
very certain extent.
If anybody watching on Twitch or YouTube or anything, 3C, Malice agrees. Throw that one up.
3 Count Comedy. Oh yeah, those guys.
It's 100% true. So not to break kayfabe or whatever we want to do, but man, fucking running a professional wrestling company is stress, and it's hard work. And we only run 4 shows this year, and it takes up more time than my regular job. And I got 2 kids and a wife and everything.
It's funny that you mentioned the all of it, the support system, and Tom can attest to this. As a comic, we'll have people that say, "Oh, you get to go and stand on stage for 30 minutes, and oh my God, you have the easiest job in the world." But it's not. And as you well know, with what you're doing with Madhouse, we have to get ourselves booked. We have to do the travel and all of it, and then we have to worry about getting paid. It's not the same exact thing, but it's just the whole idea that everybody thinks it's super easy, and it's not.
No, and that's the thing. And you guys just like us. I mean, you guys have to. I have great hair and look at Luke. Yeah. I'd love to blame this on Madhouse, but it's just genetics. But you guys have to work out your kinks live in front of an audience. Similar, like so do we, right? Like we learn things if it hits or not. We get one shot to do it right, and we've fucked up things, right? We've absolutely fucked things up, and some of it is, things that you can't handle. Some of it was things that we could, and we had to learn from it, and we continue to learn from it. And so you guys have to do the same thing when you're on stage. You're gauging crowd reaction and seeing what works, right? And it's, you can say it's a trial and error, but man, the air fucking sucks. Like, it's brutal.
Yeah.
I don't know if I haven't been booed yet. So that's the one thing. I don't think, because I'm not on stage. It's like, that's them. You guys are the promoters of yourself. You're the booker, and you're the talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get booed because it's me, but
I'll boo you right now.
That's just because no one's there.
whoa. Hold on there, Ace. No one boos me because I'm good at what I fucking do. See, Bryce gets this. I don't understand why it's so hard for everybody else to understand this, man. When you're living that top shelf life, I can't even hear the echoes from the fucking bottom, is what I'm hearing. That's what I'm kind of getting at.
They call
There's
that delusion.
Yeah, only cheers. What's that, JR? Again, I can't hear from the bottom.
They call that delusion.
So
Say again?
Bryce Jordan have got some really good drugs,
dude.
So here's my question,
drugs, man.
For the two comics, okay, and you guys have been doing it a while. How quickly do you cut out something that you feel isn't working? Like, is it just like the first time it's like, oh, that fucking sucked? Or is it, man, I think I can reword this, or
I mean, I don't know. Ace is still here, so I don't know what the fuck you want from me.
Personally, it depends on
Oh, that's true. Dan does
on how much I like it myself. Okay. There's things that, like, so one of the things that, and it's very similar to wrestling, is that we will collaborate from time to time with other comics. They'll see, they'll say, hey, I got a tag for you. I got a different line for you. If it's something that somebody's given me and said, hey, you should try this, I will try it once. And if it doesn't, if it just lays there, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm not doing that. And part of that reason is because it's different than wrestling, because the wrestlers know what to expect from each other to a degree. Sometimes comics will give a tag or a line to somebody that would sound good coming from them, but not from you. And so they don't understand your voice and your character. What do you think,
That's
Tom?
very true. Actually, for me, there's been a few jokes that I have been very, very happy with writing them or working them out in my head. And the first time and the second time or third time or whatever at open mic or trying them on stage and they just don't get responses, I'm just like, what the fuck? I mean, there's literally one that I have or had that I did at Acme one time and it got zero response. And I literally had to look at the audience, like who, like to the point of like, okay, was this generally just not hitting or was this on the delivery? And it was one that all the way up until doing it there, like the 7 or 10 times or whatever the hell, like somewhere in that range before doing it at Acme, and it just did not work it there. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I tried it like a couple more spots and it worked again. I'm just like, well, maybe it was just an off night. And then I tried it at another club and it was just the same kind of thing where it's like, okay, maybe it's not club. It's probably like a bar gig thing where I got a few drunks. I got people who are more willing to be like, yeah, man, fucking comedy. Let's fucking do this. Instead of being all like, this is a date night. Please don't be a fucking weirdo. I'm like, all right, that's fair. So,
well, here's why, because some of the time, because you guys are going for laughs and you're just like, okay, it's kind of like timed out, right? Like you expect a laugh here or there, if it's part of the whole idea, on what you're doing. And wrestling is similar because the wrestlers within the match. I mean, you guys have seen our run sheets. There's very little to them, right? We try to be as amenable to the creativity of the wrestlers, and we want them to be able to have the match that they want, not the match that we want. There's certain things that we definitely say, like, here's how we want, like, here's the finish, here's the ending, and here's how we want it to go because we want it to build to this. You guys take, everything else to get to that spot. That's pretty much what we do. But then there's also matches that we just say have fun or beat the shit out of each other, right? That they get to play. They get to play within that sphere because, man, I mean, you guys. Now that I think about it, there's definitely times where we've had something specific and it didn't work, and I felt like that the Principal Skinner meme, like, no, it's the children that are wrong, like that. I kind of felt like that. I was like, no, that was a good bit, you fuckers. That was a good bit, and but you're just like, well, I'll just that one's next, and then there's other times where I had something specific in mind, or Malice had something specific in mind, and the wrestlers, because we do give them that creative freedom, they changed it around and it didn't get the reaction we wanted. And we're just like, I was right. I mean, I think I know Tom saw that at the beginning of the last show, first fucking match. I got fucking pissed. So, cause I had and it was on my sheet of bam, 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 right? Like that's how I wanted it to go. And it got moved around and I was pissed. You guys can't get pissed on stage though. Like you guys can't just start.
You know what's funny though? You know what's funny?
Oh, you can get pissed on stage. It depends on who you're pissed at or what you're pissed at. Because
the funny part with that was we can all, pretty sure all of us in the ring saw you. Like when you went over to Malice.
I got pissed.
Like everyone, because Jackson said that too. I talked to him over the weekend. He's like, "Was it?" Yeah, and he was just like, "Oh man, I saw Luke run over to Mal." Man, and I was like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. That was
no, I was mad at him.
I was like, that was a Malice and I mistake.
We
changed stuff around without Luke knowing, but Malice didn't tell me it was.
So the quick story is the first match with Mott taking the thing off. What I wanted them, even though they weren't the champions, because it was the first match, and usually champions come out last, which is fine. But because of the reveal, because we've been doing the bit online and on, basically on our socials and podcasts and Twitch streams, that I wanted the payoff, I wanted the pop to be the last thing that we do before the match. So I wanted mask, name, bell, right? So it brought that energy from when Ace said Mott and he removed the mask, and then the bell rang and that energy would keep going into the match. And what happened was, someone, I think it was one of the boys, asked Mal. So even though it's on my sheet, they asked me like, "Oh, don't you want the chance to come out second?" It's like, yeah. And that was it, right? And so when it happened, when I saw Zay and Jackson coming out, and I knew my what I wanted was blown immediately. And I don't get angry very often. I'm honestly not someone that screams or yells. I don't scream or yell at home, at work, or anything. The only time I scream and yell is when, I watch the Hawkeyes.
With kids, all of a sudden you just hear in the background, "He's lying."
It's actually one thing that drives my wife nuts, because she will yell, but I just kind of maintain the same dead tone, and it drives her nuts. But so when Mott removed the mask, we got the pop, and then he just sat there. Right? He just sat there while everybody else came. I was like, fuck, I was right. It wasn't a big thing. And if you're watching the show, it probably doesn't matter, right? Because you don't know what the you don't know what the other option was, right? And so really it wasn't anybody's fault. It was just a miscommunication. But when Tom hit the music, I looked out and I was like, "Oh, I'm like, isn't this, they're supposed to be coming out last?" He's like, no, the boys changed it. And I was like, "The boys changed it? The fucking wrestlers changed it?"
I didn't know who had actually changed it. I just got the rundown from Ace, so I was like,
and I didn't know that it was Malice.
And that's when
I didn't know that Malice had done it.
That's when I laughed, because when you told me, he was like, "Well, Tommy said the boys," I was like, "No, I gave him the list."
Yeah, you gave me the list, but I assumed it was the boys just making that call because Luke, that was the one thing I did ask you. I'm like, "Oh, champs aren't coming out last," and you're like, "Nope." I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah, I was very and that's the thing is when you work for 4 months, because we don't do monthly shows, and so we have everything planned out fairly to a T. Again, there's a lot of creative freedom in the matches, but when it comes to certain things that we want that we actually have been working on, like Mott's dumb reveal, and when that gets changed at the last minute, which a lot of things get changed at the last minute, but I wasn't aware. If someone would have came up and said, "Hey, Malice wants the champs to come in last," I'd be like, "Okay, cool," or I would have gone over and talked to him and be like, "Here's why I want it the other way." Right? Not that either one of us have like veto power or anything, but we would have just bounced it off of each other. So what I got hot about was that the one of the boys changed, not the boys, not meaning Bryce or Shank, just one of the workers, and so I was just like, fuck, and I beelined it over there. I really hope it's not on camera. I really hope it's not on camera because it's not great.
It shouldn't be.
Well, especially considering it was the first match, though. I think that was a part of it too. Is who else is going to make these fucking calls, kind of thing. Like I could see that look in your eyes. Like who else is going to take liberties? And thank God no one else did, because working that fucking like Ace, man, I swear, I'll give you credit. Fucking doing weddings with that kind of fucking technology and shit, man. Holy fucking Christ.
Yeah, and so that's the thing is.
That's the same shit they use nowadays, Tommy. You maybe DJ first before you comment on shit.
Oh, well, I fucking try to, but
no. But what I think he's saying, like, it is hard to running that music and stuff. I mean, we've had like the thing with JT's music at the last show, right? Like it was labeled differently, right? Or
it was loaded in.
Literally, no, and it wasn't. I just missed that one on putting it on the playlist, so it wasn't on the playlist.
Yeah.
So you had to go, and Tommy didn't know that he needed to search it. So that's
and these are the things that when we talk about.
Yeah. And so
I'm literally trying to load them up so I can get like, okay, I'm going to do this one to this one, and then I got this one to go, and then where the fuck is he? He's last of 4. Like, oh shit! Like I can't go and talk to Ace because he's in the ring and shit. So I'm like, fuck.
Well, I had planned on lining them up in order, but I mean, show started. I was only halfway through my notes for announcing because we just weren't ready.
These are just small things that I don't think people realize that you have to figure it out. Not only do you have to figure it out, there's actually a lot of thought that kind of goes into those things. Small things, who comes out first, what music are you using, how am I introducing you? These are things that all of us have had to deal with. I mean, JR, when they were doing the intro, like for the video, no one's seen this yet, but when Prentice and Hollinger were like doing the intro, I got asked, how do you want this done? And it wasn't something that I had thought of, but it took me, just 2 seconds to think, this is exactly how I want it done. And it's a small thing. It's going to be maybe 30 seconds on IWTV. But I bet that was a 3-4 minute conversation, and I was rambling and trying to be very specific about how I want it done. I mean, JR, I was probably overboard.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be able to splice it like exactly how I want it. But I mean, JR, was I probably overboard on that? It's okay.
I don't know.
That's a yes.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
JR probably only heard half of what you were saying.
No. Here's the thing. I'll say this. If I was in your spot and I knew what it was that I wanted, I would not consider myself being overboard in trying to get exactly what I wanted, if that makes sense. So, and I think people that are in that spot and realize that this is your product that's going to go on IWTV. I think people realize that you want what you want, and I don't think it's overboard at all.
Bye, Tina. We'll see you at the show. Bring lots of people.
To piggyback on that real quick too, especially after that first show where, because of some of the issues we had with, especially the video and all. I mean, I think that's definitely where the mindset comes from. Was like, it needs to be this way.
Oh, dude, just live events too. You have to have a clear idea. because you can't go in it without knowing. Live events is something that will always has moving parts from beginning, well before beginning until well after end. You know what I mean? Like, dude, when I was doing all that Ragnar stuff, because that was a international level thing, you know what I mean? That was Reebok. Dude, like that, do you know how many things we'd have to do on the fly for that kind of stuff? Like equipment not working, not having right times, runners, all this kind of crazy shit that would happen. Bears trying to bite runners, shit like that. It's crazy. It's crazy live events, man. People don't realize it unless you're in that game. So bravo to you and the crew. Madhouse is a fun family to be a part of. I will say that. It's a very fun family to be a part of. The text or the message, the chat message that was going on last night was enough to prove that. It's a very special family to be a part of. So, yeah, man, where can people get tickets? We'll wrap this up.
Eventbrite, you can go on Eventbrite, just search Madhouse Wrestling. You'll find it on there, every single ticket option. You'll be able to kind of just choose what you want. We hope to see everybody there on Friday at the Knapp Creek Event Center in Wolford. Again, you're going to get 7 absolutely insane matches. This is probably the best card I think that we've had so far. We always try and do better each time, but man, this one's going to be hard to top.
That's right. Friday night, Madhouse Wrestling, Whiskey Bent, and Hellbound. Get your tickets now. Also, make sure you subscribe to IWTV. Watch the last show. Show number 2 is up there right now. Show number 3, and then this one will also be up there eventually. So make sure you get your IWTV subscription all set so you stay on top with all the Madhouse Wrestling shows.
Malice, I think you saw that Tom will not be able to make it. I will not be able to make it either. I am booked over in Racine, Wisconsin.
Ugh,
Oh, geez.
gross.
What a fucking terrible.
I'll tell the
fucking
family.
city.
I'll shout it out though. So if any of the families there, they may come out and see you.
Yeah.
So if you have a bunch of Mexicans come up at you, they ain't coming at you to stab you or nothing. All right.
I don't care.
Rally just coming to say hi.
Whatever.
Awesome, guys. Well, Tommy, you got anything this weekend?
No. Fixing my car so I can make some of these other shows. Really wish I could make the Madhouse show Friday. If it wasn't a Friday, I think I'd be able to do it. But so, that's how it goes sometimes. I'll be at the next Madhouse show.
You'll both be missed.
That's how the cookie maybe crumbles. Yeah, man, I will be there, of course. I can't wait. It's gonna be a special show. It's gonna be a nice little kickoff to the break that we're gonna have, and I can't wait to see you guys down there. Next week we have AVB. Aaron Von Baron coming on the 2 count. We've seen a lot of this guy lately, so it's gonna be fun to get him on here, find out some more about him.
I've already said I owe that guy lunch for kicking Bryce Jordan in the nuts.
This is true. The week after that, we got TS Aggressor coming on. He's going to preview the very last IPW show that's happening on the 26th of November in Des Moines, Iowa. Forte.
Last show at Forte, not the
the last Forte show.
Crazy.
Before that venue changes hands and will be Run No More. And then to finish up November, guys, we got a special treat November 29th. That'll be our recap of the Survivor Series. And your boy's coming back to the 2 count. Nerd D is going to come by and help recap Survivor Series. Plus, we got some special stuff going down in the month of December as well. We already have our guests for our holiday show planned. That's that we can announce it if you two want, I guess.
Santa?
Sure, maybe she'd wear a Santa hat.
That'd be cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and just say who we got for the wrap up of the year.
Yeah, so we're doing our holiday show December 27th, and we have Jordan Max, our favorite film star, coming back to the 2 count. So that'll be very cool, man. And we got some other really great names that we're working on. I don't know. I'll tell you what. I already know it's going to happen in December. Just not on the date. We'll find out Friday when I see him. But Lars Metzger will be on the 2 count in December as well.
Yay!
Nice.
Hell yeah!
Awesome.
busy stuff. So subscribe to all our social media. Keep you guys up to date. I'll put some stuff up there from Friday. Maybe even do a little live once I get to the venue and everything. Maybe I'll get Luke or somebody on there with me.
Yeah,
Sure. Absolutely.
Fuck yeah,
That'd be
dude.
awesome. Well, continued success, Luke, and gal dang, get whiskey bent
Starting today.
and root for the whiskey dicks. Good luck to you, Ace.
You hear that,
And,
Bryce?
yeah. Oh, the whiskey dicks are gonna just pound. But that's fine because they
That's
anyway.
what dicks do.
That's
What?
right. All right. Folks, those of you that are still with us, thank you so much for hanging with us whole time. We appreciate your support. We love doing this every Tuesday. Thank you to all of our guests. And,
and the Hale twins, thank you for today.
Yep. And thank you all so much for your support. We will see you again next week with Aaron Von Baron. Have a great week. Bye-bye.